Hey, everybody. Welcome to Module 8. We are, gosh, more than halfway there now. How exciting. So, I'm back. I'm in Massachusetts and things are still going crazy, but you know what? It's not my sister. I just got to tell somebody this. Flew out to take care of my parents for my stepsister today. She forgot her cell phone. So she's just living her life without a cell phone, going to airports and stuff. Luckily, she has her tablet, so we're using Facebook message for her to vent her ire. Anyway, so her a technology, shocking. Anyway, to the work. But again, before the work, I just need to shout out Megan McCauley. So I'm on the Mass Teen Choice Book Award Committee. It's the Teen Choice Book Award Committee. It's a big deal. Megan was in my young adult, well, the children's and young adult survey class, but in the young adult portion, she was great. And I said, I mentioned, hey, you might want to consider applying for this. And she did. She's been a school librarian for 8 minutes, and she was on the committee and did the reading for the committee. And I got to meet her in person yesterday, which was so nice. So kudos to you, Megan. And speaking of meeting you in person, it's a week from tomorrow. Well, even a week from tonight, if you're coming to the Saturday night event, is MSLA. So I know that I think the majority of you are going to be able to make at least one day of the conference, which is wonderful. There's an SSU booth that Val's going to be manning most of the time, but I'll be around also. And then we're going to have a lunch table both days. You don't have to come sit with the SSU crowd, but it would be really nice to meet people. So, excuse me, there is that. And the module 9 content is basically attending doing your response to what you saw at the conference. For those of you who are not able to go, I'm trusting that your choose your own adventure topic will come to you. I think especially if you're in a library, it's really easy to see those spots where you might want to focus on something. If not, you've got my contact information. Let me know and we can do some brainstorming together. Because of the conference this weekend, your module 8 content, it's a week's worth of work, but you have 2 weeks to do it, because I know that a lot of people, I know I personally would tend to do things on the weekends. And so since you're not going to have as much consistent time this way, at least you've got the extra week in there. So everything for this week is, I thought for sure that I would have had the due dates on there, but I don't, but I know that it's due um whatever, a week, an extra week longer. Also, that's nice because the Salem State spring break is this week also, so you can always push it and just do it all at once. You do you. All right, so let us look at the Student Technology Promotion Project. And someone already asked a really insightful question. I know that it looks like that you have to use 10 tools or apps in 3 to 5 lessons. I call it a unit plan. However you want to do it. It should be on one theme. It should be on one topic. We'll talk about that in a minute, but the 10 tools do not have to be used necessarily by the students. For example, if you want to create something in Canva for the students to use, that's a use for your tool. I know we're already trying to shoehorn stuff in, which is not how you do it in real life, but so yeah, they don't all have to be students using the tools. Some of it can be using the tools to prep for this, so don't worry about that. All right, so basically this week is all assignment. So you're gonna pretend that a teacher has come to you for help finding ways to enrich their content using technology, using hopefully our resources too. So what you need to do is make a unit plan, which should consist of, I think the minimum is 3, yeah, 3 to 5 lessons on a topic. Now, if you're in elementary school, well, I don't know. Maybe you can do it all on one topic. If you need a little wiggle room, of course you can have a little wiggle room, but I don't want to see like, here's something on birds and here's something on the environment and birds are related. Here's something on um the March on Washington, and here's something on how to tie your shoes. Like, have them. And with that in mind, let me show you some of the resources. So no, first I'm going to say, so you're going to be putting this together. Oh, here's a good thing. Abolitionist Civil War Reconstruction, something like that. Okay. Oh, there are specifics. You have to include example, at least one example of student work, fake student work, of course, that you made yourself, but to show what something of what your end result will be. With that in mind, one of the only resource that is not either standards based or, lesson plan based is this one, these 75 formative assessment tools. So these tools are, I know I've given you a bunch of these websites with a bunch of tools, but these are specific to assessment. So if you don't have something from your exploration that you're, interested in using for assessment, these ones may be of more help to you. All right, so there's that. And then you're going to look at, with an eye towards what your topic is going to be, we've got the AASL standards and frameworks for learners, which I'm sure that you've looked at in other classes, unless if this is your first class, welcome. You'll be spending some time here. These are great. They're sort of big picture, but they're very specific to school library work, which is really nice. So they're definitely, if you haven't looked these over yet, I would take the time to do that this week before you begin this assignment. Then I put the Common Core standards in here because you still hear about them. I haven't heard about them in my district, but I hear about them, I don't know where. Memes, who knows? But they do still exist. So there's the ELA standards and the math standards, and I feel like there's some corollary maybe with the MCAS in Massachusetts. I don't know. Feel free to ignore, feel free to just ignore them if you want, but I put them here just so you've got them. Now these ones are our actual frameworks. So these are the frameworks for the state of Massachusetts: health, world language, English, arts, history and social science, math, and then the digital literacy and computer science frameworks I actually put here again. I don't know why. I think because those are the ones that are most correlate probably to what we do when they first came out. And I can't believe that it was 2016. It feels like it was, yesterday. Just yesterday, Alex, who's my colleague who's at the middle school in my district, she and I went through them and plugged ourselves in. We went into each of the pieces and just put a note for what we could do to help our, colleagues in the district with these. And they do kind of permeate the other content areas as well. So they're definitely I would urge you to take a look at these in addition. But of course, you know what your time frame is like. If you're somebody who, if you're in the classroom and you're taking something that you already teach and you're just infusing that technology and you have a bunch of extra time, this would be a great place to spend it. So, depending on how much this is, for me, it's the time. So use the time to do what you want to do. And then we do have a template. So here is the lesson plan template. This is Salem State Library Media Studies SSU template. And I believe that there's a portion in here for, oh yeah. Okay. So this is really important. This differentiated instruction piece. You want to make sure that you're being aware of your EL, it's EL now, they still have ESL, whatever, your multilingual learners. You want to make sure that you've got something in place to help them. You want to make sure that you've got something in place for your kids who might have disabilities. And then here's the piece for technology. And in here, you can, if it's easier for you, it will certainly be easier for me. You can just list the tools that you're going to use too. Here's your lesson plan. So this is the format I want you to use. And then if this is a less pretty, but more functional. So if you want to, I just have it as a, plain old doc. So if you want to just copy that, you can use it. It doesn't look as nice, but it's easy to edit. You might be able to edit the PDF easily. All right. The one thing, so AI, super handy for making lesson plans. Every time AI comes up and I'm talking to a colleague, almost always they're like, yeah, but you know what? I put in, how do I teach such and such for 45 minutes to 10th graders? And they gave me some great ideas. This is a great time to start playing with it. Now you're going to want to put it, you're going to have to take the information that whatever tool you use, you're going to need to take that information and put it into this format, but you never want to use an AI without making sure that it's actually accurate, that it fits for your purpose. So that's a good, to make sure that you have to put it into another format is a good way to make sure that you're carefully editing it before you before you just throw it out there. If you put it in and you ask them to use the structure, it may be able to do that. That's fine. I would ask you then to maybe highlight any changes that you made. But I think that you'll find that sort of editing by hand is a little bit more, it's just more sensible. All right. I think that that's all I've got. Let me just look at the old yield thing. Okay, so your blog, loving the discussion. And again, I'm so sorry that it's taking me so long to get to the grading. I've gotten a couple of you, but it's a slog because I'm trying to, at first I was like, oh, I've only got, blogs and discussion. That's easy to do. But then now that it's been so long, I feel like there's expectations. It'll happen. You're all doing great. If you were not, I would have told you. All right. So then we go, okay. So you don't need to structure the unit plan. Write a paragraph telling the unit and then your individual lessons. So don't go nuts with looking for a unit plan structure that doesn't exist. And then, oh, okay, here, if you're doing a classroom lesson and a library lesson. So I guess I did say that you could split it. At high school, I would try to stick within one thing. At elementary, if for realistic purposes, you might want to do something specific to the library and then something with content. All right. In the real world, the tools that you use should always grow out of what you're trying to teach. In this representation, you may need to do a little shoving of a square peg into a round hole. The purpose of this assignment is to try to marry content to tools in a way that feels mostly organic. This will never happen in real life. All right, so you're going to need to do your unit plan or two, 3 to 5 lesson plans. Make sure that you have a rubric. Make sure that you have student work. I believe it's in the assignment piece itself. Oh, I said here for your blog, I'd like you to revisit your experience in exploring apps and list your top 5 tools. You don't have to review them. This is really just so that you remember what did you really like. So you can just list your top 5 and anything else you want to do in there that you want to keep track of. But that shouldn't be an extra assignment. I just want you to make sure that you have what you like. And it would be great to post those in the discussion too, so that other people, everybody sort of has a vibe on what the favorites are. All right. That is all I have for you. I hope that things are going well. I'm very excited to see some of you next weekend. And I will see you on the discussion boards. Bye.